We're going to do now just a basic elaboration of Tanda, the basic technique. The idea and the concept of making sure that we're chasing center, facing with our hips, sitting in our stance, facing with our shoulders, having each hand, each limb equidistant, but also fully operational and fully active. Most importantly, the idea of getting into the action of being able to use your whole body universally and have all of your limbs moving forward. So now we're going to apply it in a more dynamic way with actually live targets and a live person. The way that we're going to do that is very simple. If he's throwing an outside punch, we're going to take, of course, the inside tanda. So taking the inside tanda, I'm coming inside, I'm going to hit with this pad and step and use tan at the same time. As my opponent now, in a normal situation, would probably want to withdraw or counter with another attack. We're going to follow up, follow up, follow up. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing we're doing is without the pads, the tanda. So now you're actually getting resistance, which you need to feel. Come again. You need to feel resistance of a target and of a moving opponent. Because most of the time when we do it as a drill, it's just very static. Like he throws at me, throw gentle, and we just finish. Right? Now, we're actually going to have to time ourselves out and read the situation a little bit better. So to be able to read where the opponent is moving, come again, 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 and be able to keep moving with the target. These hands essentially are simulating where his head or our center line is going. It's not, the idea is still not to get into the focus of chasing hands. We're still chasing center. However, at this point, because the hands are an extension target and are meant to be the opponent's head or chest or rib cage, we want to make this our center line of attack. However, when engaging the tanda, we're still engaging the opponent throwing the attack. But after here, we're chasing center and using the pad as our center target. So coming again, follow up, again, follow up, follow up, follow up. Keeping your stance, keeping your facing, keeping yourself moving. If you find yourself jammed up, never step back in order to get your punch in. Just make sure that you're squared up enough and step through and forward, and you see the opponent goes back. If you're stepping through and forward, length of step is not determined by a prerequisite distance. It's determined by the necessary distance it needs to operate in. So when doing this exercise as well, we have to learn how to manage our distance. So when we're stepping on this first attack with first tanda or first counter, that we're not too jammed up. We're not up here, we're not reaching. We're actually with a comfortable distance, able to recover if in fact the situation changes and he throws an alternate attack. Perhaps he tries a gut shot here, in which I need to change my thinking. But still, you see, I'm keeping my bridge sunk, he can't get through. But I'm still being able to use my center line of attack, my Latzao Jig Chun, my forward intention, chasing center, still going forward. But in this case, it's just very elementary and very basic, and this is really good for boxing, especially with guys who are Thai boxers, who have a tendency to come over top like this, or come on the outside and lean or swing in and root themselves into their forward attack. So we have to learn how to manage our distance, our spacing, as well as our timing. Boom, come again. Boom, 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 boom. And finish. You want to get to the target before he does, before he gets that attack. If you feel that you're being crumpled down, and you feel these pads are actually compromising what you should already be familiar with from doing Seal and Tao as your comfortable range of engagement, your comfortable position, your comfortable angle. If you feel cramped, you're going to feel pressure either in your shoulder or in the small of your back. If you feel in the small of the back, next thing you're going to feel it in is that's actually going to sit and make you want to feel heavy-footed and lead-footed into the ground. You're not going to want to move. So our natural reaction sometimes, when we have to break and train ourselves out of that, is to want to stand our ground and be very rigid. That's not the idea. We still have to step. Like I was saying before, just 7 minutes ago, our range of our step distance, our stepping distance is not relative to prerequisite distance. It's not the same all the time. What is the same about it is that it's always active, but it's relative to the distance you need to move in. So if we're stepping in that motion, so our hands need to operate under that rule as well. Don't cramp yourself up. You're going to feel the cramping. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. You're going to feel if your timing is off or you're not reacting to this new attack, to a new attack point, a new target point, a new central line, you're going to feel yourself, again, crumpled here, and you don't want that. Which means, as the person who's actually holding the pad on the other hand of this exercise, should overexert themselves and compress you. Just to let you know. But, on the other hand, if you're there first, quite simply, you end up compressing down. You see? You see, he's leaning back. So, very active again. Come. Again. Boom, boom, boom. Again. Come attack me. Again. Okay, keep your feet moving, change your angle. Starting off at 0 degree of incident, shifting on, creating the angle, creating the angle, creating the angle, creating the angle, creating the angle. Keep yourself moving, keep yourself active. Remember, facing, keep all your limbs moving. All your limbs are always moving. Always keep yourself focused, keep yourself upright, don't look at your hands, look forward. Next stage of the pads, let me go to the pads. Okay, once you get down, once you get comfortable with the rhythm of how the pads are working for you, now we're gonna get a little bit more active, okay? Like with Ryan, we'll start off basic and do it very simple, okay? Okay, start it very simple, and I want to start like a boxer. You want to make this virtual. These are how people fight. Try to emulate a Thai boxer, try to emulate a normal boxer. Come in, reach with that hook, bang, bang, bang. And make sure when you're coming with the pads, you're still coming down center, keep it center. Because if you're coming outside, you're not chasing center so much. Because you still want to offer the resistance to your opponent, or the one who's holding the pad, you know, your center of mass, so that they can feel yourself, your power coming through. Come in, come in. You feel it? Because now you feel my body coming through, as opposed to if I'm coming from out here, not so much. You just feel target. You're not feeling all of your body and your stance work so much. So you're actually getting training out of this as well. Imagine when you're throwing these attacks that you're throwing like Pax-Owl or vertical palm. So you keep your elbow down, you keep your position, still keep your stance. But at the same time, try to emulate a boxer with your footwork and come in. Make it more live. Bang, 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 bang. Switch it up. Dance a little bit. Come on the outside. Boom, 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 boom. Again. Bang. You know, and then maybe start to dance a little bit. Come on live. Boom. You know, move around it. Bang, bang, bang. Finish again. 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 Make it live. Make it realistic. You know, feel yourself working for that center line. Control your center line. Most importantly, when you're controlling your center line, you're controlling your body and how it's working on your, how you're applying it along the center line. That's the only thing you gotta think about. Moving yourself into that attack line. These are superficial. What these are here for is something to focus on, hence why they're called focus pads, but also that you can feel more resistance to your counter, that you can actually feel your opponent's weight countering yours, that you're feeling reciprocal energy being received in your attack. You know, when we're just doing it freely and very lightly, even in this preliminary phase, you know, it's just hitting the target down, getting the timing down, getting your position down, bang. You know what I mean? But when it's more active, you gotta throw yourself behind it so that you feel it working. You feel your stance working. You feel your structure working. You feel your timing working. You feel everything working as one unit, as one tool, to that one target. That's it. So it's very, very challenging, I tell you. You know, it's a small pad drill, but it contains all of the basic elements and concepts of the system. And the idea is not to focus again so superficially on the finite movement of tan-sao and punch. The idea is to focus on the movement of your bridge, of your stance, of your timing, changing your angle, shifting your punch, your footwork. Not these finite aesthetic things. These do not matter. It's keeping the body active as a tool. Boom, boom. Keeping yourself active. Again, keeping yourself active. See, even though he blocks, he has a hand here, and the hand is still active. I'm not passive. Everything moving, always moving. Even the smallest movement is a big movement. The worst thing you can do is not move. So when moving your pads, just keep yourself moving, keep yourself active. Work yourself up to that point where you're actually into a sparring mode. Okay? So let's pair up and we'll do that.